What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Anything Box, and I'm very excited. We have more material to go through. Now, once again, big thank you to Herman, who introduced me to Anything Box. I'd never heard of them, and provided the material I've gone through. Now, there may be one or two tracks from Peace that I've not yet reacted to, but I had a difficulty finding anything else, and again, it's partially because the way that emails were sent to me, they were listed as like file numbers, and so the ability to like search for a track by name is not something I can do in my Gmail. But nevertheless, if there is anything from Peace that I haven't gone through, just let me know and I can try to circle back and find it in my email and we can go through it. But also thank you to Rick, who has provided more Anything Box material. And so, at least for now, we're going to start going through Worth, which I believe is their next album after Peace. It's from 1992, and when I went to Discogs, because when I start going through an album, I'll go to Discogs and the master release for a given album, and I'll just bookmark it, I'll star it in my browser, so that I can go back to it easily and just, get a sense of what the album artwork looks like, as well as sometimes it'll show like run times for the tracks and so on. And for Worth, I actually looked at the review tab, like the comments that people have written, and a comment which had a lot of likes wrote like, this is one of the great albums of the 90s and of synth-pop more generally, so certainly I've loved what I've heard from them so far, and that positive assessment by a fan who wrote on the Discogs master release has me excited. And the first track on Worth is World Without Love, which sounds a bit heavy emotionally. It sounds gloomy and or cynical or pessimistic about the quantity of love, and indeed sounding like there is a complete dearth of it, an absolute absence of love. Now, whether that is like in someone's own world, whether in their head or at least among their associations and involvements among their relationships, or whether it's making a claim about the human world more broadly, or maybe the world at that particular time, the idea that when you look out into the world, you see one without love. You don't see kindness or camaraderie or empathy, but instead you see a sort of callous and indifferent society. So yeah, I do wonder on what scale. Obviously it could function on multiple scales, and of course it might not have anything to do with anything I just said. So let's give it a listen. This is Anything Box, the opening tune on their 1992 album Worth, and it's called World Without Love. love everything about that. I love this group. Again, I'm very inexperienced with them, but as I was going through Peace, I was like, man, like, these guys, if they had come my way when I was younger, I definitely would have jumped on board. And from the classic 80s like synth sounds that I heard as I went through Peace, to the male and female vocals, to just the composition of their tunes, I was so very impressed. And this track feels like, not only is it continuing that, but I feel like the layering here, the different sound types here, may even have just gone up to another level. So I absolutely love that track. The sentiment, the lyrics, more on that in a moment, but that was beautiful. And I think both sides of what I considered in advance are happening here. So first of all, I love all the different sonic layers. Again, there's a really like rich electric synth bass. There's almost like a xylophone type synth line, a like crystalline, like really high synth line. There's like this little electronical signal sound. There were those kind of laser shot sort of sounds. There are these kind of bigger pads. The track is like respirating. It sort of had this breath to it, like a wind to it. All these different layers came together really, really well, and I enjoyed how in a lot of parts it was a bit more layered, and then there were a couple moments or a couple sections along the way where it did strip down and got a bit more minimal. And I just love the way the different sounds were independently, but also how they were used together. Again, I enjoy both of their lead vocals, which again, at first I didn't quite know what I was hearing. But yeah, I mentioned Herman eventually saying, like, yeah, one of their lead singers is male, one of the lead singers is female. We hear them both here. And again, the sentiment of the tune, the theme of the tune, which he is saying, like, you know, if you don't see the love out there, I can change all that. I can make you see and feel differently with just one kiss. And come dance with me and feel the love that I think is there and within you. But he's also saying, like, do we know the pain that our neighbors feel in their houses and their lives? Like, maybe we need to think more about the human mind. And if we understand that, we might understand how to make things better and how to live in a better way, in a more empathetic and sympathetic way in this world without love. So it's like a really beautiful sentiment, and I love how it is looking at this concept on multiple levels. And as, you know, someone who thinks that the world could use more empathy, more human understanding, and more ideas of recognizing people for their own lives and trajectories, and not just viewing them as kind of like inanimate objects in your own life story, I think there's a lot to be admired in the sentiment of this tune. So the worth of the world and human lives and emotions. So fantastic from top to bottom. Absolutely loved it. Once again, shout out to Herman for bringing these guys into my musical life. Thank you to Rick for providing multiple more albums, and I'm very excited for this. Once again, Herman, let me know, or Rick for that matter, if there's anything from Peace that I didn't react to. I think I've done, is it 12? Maybe it's 15? I'm trying to remember. I've done roughly somewhere in there reactions from them, but if there is anything I missed, let me know and we can try to circle back and go to that. But I'm very excited to go through Worth. Let me know what you think, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.